name is Freddie Colston. I'm a professional registered parliamentarian as well as the Democratic Chief Election Judge. And I got involved in the election process quite a few years ago because I felt that we need someone not only in front of the scenes, but someone behind the scenes to make sure everything is done the correct way. So that's why I came into play. Now the process is different. What's new? What else is new? Paper. Paper ballot. Paper ballot. This is where paper meets technology. In the past, as you are aware of, we used to have the touchscreen voting system. With the touchscreen voting system, there was no valid way of tracking after this procedure was over with. Once the polls shut down, once the count has been given, once the units were turned off, that was it. So if anyone wishes to make a protest to say, well, I should have won, or I did not win, or I lost, there was no mechanism to track or retrace what happened. As of now, there's a mechanism that we can retrace within a 2-year period if someone wished to file a protest to say, well, the count was inaccurate, or I should have gotten this or should have gotten that. We now have a paper trail. This is going to be very simple. This is very simple. This is not complicated. We have individuals who are trained, being trained, are trained, well trained, that even if you don't have a clue and you show up the day of elections, we will walk you through it. Now I'm going to walk you through the process, step by step. This is the procedure. Now, what's going to happen is you AARP, you're well informed, you're quite knowledgeable, you listen to the news every day. You know what's important to you in your neighborhood, in your town, in your city, in your state. Now, about 2 weeks before the election, you're going to get a lot of material in the mail, in the Washington Post, a list of all the candidates who are running, what they're running for. Then you're going to have propositions in your area and things like that. You're going to have bonds that is going to be displayed. You're going to sit down. You're going to take your time. You can find out what's important to you, what's important to your neighborhood, what's important to the United States of America. This is your town, this is your city, this is your state. So you have a say-so. You're going to get a ballot, probably a sample ballot in the mail as well. You're going to take that sample ballot, go get your newspaper article, you go sit down, you go take your time. Okay, what's important to me? President. Which candidate is most important to me? You go take your ballot, you go mark that ballot. That's your cheat sheet, okay? Vice President, Secretary, Treasurer, School Board. What's important to me? You go take your time, you go examine the facts, you're going to examine the facts, and then when you're finished, maybe 1 or 2 days, you're going to have your sheet, who you're going to vote for. Everything that you wanted, because you got in contact with someone to say, well, look, this person stands for this. Why should I vote for this person? Or why shouldn't I vote for this person? You already got your information down. So you're going to show up prepared. You're going to show up in hand. You're going to walk into your polling place, wherever it may be, probably be here or someone else or some other location. You're going to go to the desk. You're going to have a young lady, a young man going to ask you your name. Or most likely, you probably show up with your voter's card in your hand and put it in their face. Now, here's some new rules been added. 1, we cannot ask for your ID. But if you choose to give it to us, we will accept it. We cannot ask you for your ID. 2, if you're a senior, if you're anyone with a heartbeat, and you come in kind of an orderly way, we cannot leapfrog you in front of anyone else to vote. Although we've been doing it before, the state told us we was wrong. We cannot do that. Secondly, what's going to happen is this. So don't say that we are crazy or we can't read. You're going to give us a card, for example. We could ask you, what is your name? You're going to give us your name. We can see your name on the e-poll book. You're going to have your name, your address, your date of birth. You must verbally give us your name. Even if you came there and you're a chief judge, you brought your wife, you brought your son, you brought your grandchild. As a chief judge, we still must ask you to verify your name. You've been sleeping with me for the past 35 years. Don't you know my name yet? You must do that. This is the law. This is the law. So when we ask you for your name, just give us your name, please. Then we're going to ask you, is this your correct address? Is this your correct birth date? Ladies, your correct birthday, please. Thank you. Then we're going to let you look at it. We're going to say, is this your correct name? This is your correct birth date? This is the correct mailing address? You could say yes. You will sign it. There's a sheet. Y'all remember the sheet? This will be used to be called the voter identification card. It used to be a card. The card being replaced by a sheet of paper. It's still called a card. So therefore, you will sign your name. Then you pass it back to me. I will initial it to say, I saw you sign your name. All right? Then we have a new procedure now called a balloting table. Maryland is a closed precinct for the primary. During the general election, you can go all willy-nilly all over the place. But in the meantime, Democratic or Republican. You go to a balloting table. You get your ballot. All right, the person who gives you the ballot also will sign their name on to indicate that I gave you the correct ballot for you to use. This is your ballot. All right, you would take your ballot along with this sheet that you're not going to lose. You go to this high-tech privacy booth right here, where you would take your time to make your selections of the candidates or the issues that you want. This should not take long because you already filled this out 2 weeks ago. You already came prepared. And then what happened is, as soon as you make your decision, you will have a privacy sleeve because you don't want nobody to see how you voted. Like as though I'm going to be looking all the way down here at your paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a privacy sleeve or a folder to keep your ballot in. Your final and last step will be the easiest of all day. You come here to this voting unit. The voting unit stands about here on me. I cannot bring the whole unit. It is a container that the ballot falls down into. It's a container, like a giant trash can. So I cannot bring the entire unit with me today. What's going to happen is when you go to your high-tech privacy booth, there will be a pen there waiting for you to use. Use that pen and follow the instructions. Now, this is the instructions. A ballot is vertically. You read the top, you go down. If it says vote for one, you vote for one. If it says vote for no more than, you have a choice. I can vote for no more than. Does that mean you have to vote for anybody? I had a client one time to come in, they got the ballot with the touchscreen system. He said, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. You finish and cast his vote. So you have choices. So if the direction says favored to go down, do not go across. Please, read the top and go down. Follow the instructions. If you have problems with your visions, call someone to help you. Nothing wrong with that. Just call, I need help. You will mark your ballot. You will have choices. You will take your ballot, you will bring it over here, and you will scan your ballot in. This is the unit that you will use. Now, for the individuals who are visually impaired and cannot see, we have a unit for that individual as well. If an individual reading skills is not as he or she would want it to be, one of the judges, both Democrat and Republican, will go in with that individual and read for that individual. You have both parties present. Also, we'll point out to that individual. Also, if the person is blind, we have a unit as well that the person can put on a headset, and there's a pad for the braille. Also, there's a new feature that the ADA truly loves for paraplegic called Sip and Puff, where an individual bring his own tool and we're inserted and they can blow and get the questions and the answers as well. Therefore, that individual can vote. We have highly trained, highly technical individuals there to aid anyone with a heartbeat who wishes to vote. So if you wishes to vote, if you care to vote, we have individuals that will show you how to vote. We don't insult you, we walk you through it. If you make a mistake, you will have a choice. Now, right there, if you don't mind, please. You will have a choice. Either you wish to cast a ballot of those one that you did correctly, or you want your ballot back in your hand to get a new ballot. Now, if you get the brand new ballot, that means that you don't automatically come to the front of the line again. That means that you bypass station 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the end of the line to come back to here. That's why you go take your time and follow the instructions and darken the space that tells you to darken with the pen that we will give you that you will leave behind. I have asked these individuals to vote. I asked some to undervote. I asked some to overvote. So, madam, would you please come and cast your vote? She voted. That's it. You finished. 6 seconds and you finished. She followed the instructions. She voted for what she wanted to vote for. She used the correct pen. She filled in the circle. She filled in the circle. She did not make an X. She filled in the circle. Now, it's obvious I cannot have everyone up here tonight, but before I leave here this evening, everyone who wishes to come up here, please do come up here. Now, step to the side. Now, he overvoted. Let's see what he did. Let's see what he had. Now, I told him just to cast a vote to vote for more. Step to the side. Now, right here, you're going to have a judge here to be right at your side. You won't be here by yourself. Now, the question was my favorite Olympic sport. You're only allowed to vote for 2. He voted for 3. Now, here's the choice if you overvote. I can return this ballot back to you, or you can go and cast your vote, which means that everything else that he voted for will be credited. The one he overvoted will not. Now, the question to him or to you is his favorite sport important enough for him to get back to the end of that line? Because y'all surely don't want him to jump in front of you again because he messed up his ballot. Now, Mr. Blasingale, yes, is that important to you, yes or no? Do you want your ballot back or not?
No, sir.
Then please cast your ballot. Just press cast. That's it. He voted.
Okay.
That's it. So you have choices. Thank you, sir. So you have choices. You will have a choice If you wish, although you overvoted, you have a choice. You want that ballot back and do it over again because that portion of it was more important than everything else? Or you say, you know what? Who cares about sports? I'm gonna cast my vote. You have to go back to the end of the line, and you'll bypass checking in. You'll bypass going to a privacy booth. Then when you come up, you go straight here. So your ballot will be in your hand because you made the error. This is why you will take your time. You will follow instructions. You won't rush through this. If it says circle it, take your time and circle it. If you got problems and your hand shaking, the judges will help you. We'll be there to help you, to walk you through this. Absentee ballots. Absentee ballot, you must request an absentee ballot. It'll be sent to you. Now let's say for the sake of debate that you decide not to go on that cruise and you're gonna bring the absentee ballot back to the polling place. When you show up to check in, on that ballot it will say that you have cast your vote as an absentee ballot. Although the ballot's in your hand, we do not accept the ballot the day of, in a time like that. Now you can vote by provisional. And if you put the absentee ballot in the mail afterwards, when the second Wednesday after the election, if they both shows up, the provision will be cast aside and your absentee ballot will be accepted. You can bring someone with you if they're between the ages of newborn and 17 years old. They do not require an affidavit, an assistant to help you. If someone is 18 and over, they need to fill out an assistant card. But we will not let you bring in an employee or the minister of your church, somebody like that. You will take that ballot that you made the mistake on. This is called a spoil ballot. You will take this ballot, you will take your sheet, you go to another table, and they will have you to darken out every spot on the sheet. You darken out every spot, backwards and forward. You will write down the word spoil. We'll put it in a spoil batch. We will give you a brand new sheet. You will get a brand new sheet. You will take your time. You will go to the privacy booth. You will have your cheat sheet with that. You put them together as well, and you mark your ballot. We keep the ballot. We take it, when you write down spoil, we put it in a spoil bag, and we must account for every ballot that has come to that polling place that day. That's why when you do everything, no one can ever say, well, I know how she voted. No, you cannot, because she did everything. You will only have one, maybe two, that's it. Excuse me, 6 seconds. 6 seconds. Why do I need 25 units for 6 seconds? Why I need 10 units for 6 seconds? 1 unit. This area right here, because I don't know how many is on the voting roll. On the voting roll, if everyone follows suit, did it correctly, what, 2 hours tops, and that's it. And you're going home. So yes, different units, different places now. For early voting, no more than 2. You're going to come in, do your information, in 6 seconds you're gone. He brought his ballot in, and we'll see what the individual running for office did. Step to your side, please. You can put them upside down, right side up, backwards or forwards. Just slide it in. Now let's see what this person running for office did. That's it. That's 6 seconds and you're finished. Next individual. Six seconds and you finished. Next individual. Any kind of way. 6 seconds and you finished. Huh? Not yet. Only ask. 6 seconds, and you're finished. Who idea was to change this? 2007, the people in Annapolis voted to change to paper ballot. 2007, Annapolis, Maryland, the people that you have elected to represent you. 2014, they finally found the money to fund this. And 2016, this is it. Your ballot is in here, in this container. Yes, I just gave the ballots to them for them to take with them for demonstration today. No, you do not take the ballot with you. You come in, when you leave, you have an I voted sticker. And you have a good day. When y'all take y'all trips to Annapolis, y'all have say-so, y'all have authority to talk to y'all representative, y'all have input. It's always good to be able to ask the right question at the right time. It may not come up at that point in time, but y'all got a pipeline straight to down the road, so anything that y'all don't like, y'all not gonna take anything and y'all gonna make a decision. But as again, 2007, they voted on it, whether you had input or not. 2014, they finally got the monies. Also, brand new, hot off the presses, brand new, because I'm good like this. You gonna have same-day registration and same-day voting in the primary for early voting. The question is a check and balance, the verification, to be able to verify an election when it's over with. That's the main reason why. Paper verification. Your receipt, except is locked up out of your hand for 2 years. Verification. The question was, when is early voting? Early voting, April the 14th through the 21st. 8 days. 8 days of early voting. One machine in one. My backup is going to be on the same machine. The same machine. If the printer breaks down, take your ballot, we open up another box, you put the ballot in that box. We bring a new machine that night and cast all the ballots that was not cast that day. The backup unit would be, you would put your ballot into a compartment. Later on that evening, we'll open it up, bring a new one out, take your ballots out, and scan them through. The second Wednesday after the election is over is called canvassing. That's when they take the absentee ballots, provisional ballots. They have sworn attorneys. They have Democrats, Republicans all sworn in. They'll be in 2 rooms, and they'll take them out. The public is invited. You can stay 10 minutes, you can stay 30 minutes. I want you to come and to look at it. It's called canvassing, so you can see the process. Instead of hearing what people had to say negative about it or positive about it, find out for yourself. Keep in mind now, if this person here is in line, all these people here are in line to come in, you got to convince them that you have the right, in my opinion, to get in front of all of them because you did not follow the instructions and you messed your ballot up. Now, you may do anything you choose to do, but as of this morning when I left the Board of Elections, the spoiled ballot, you do not have the opportunity to jump in front of all of these people here because you did not follow correct instructions.